Hi, welcome to The Pursuit of Truth. It is the 20th of June 2018. It's not going to be a very long one. I don't know why I say that at the beginning. but I was thinking about, I know I've mentioned this previously on these things, how our mind works. There was, I told you about an incident happened in Croydon where a guy got stabbed. I didn't do a recording, or I didn't mention the recording. The next day, I walked past that same spot where he'd been stabbed, and everything was back to normal. There was no police, no cordon. People were just walking about. Some may know about what happened. I guess the vast majority probably didn't even know and were walking past the exact spot where he got stabbed, and I assume he's not dead. If he died there, then they'll be walking over his grave where he took his last breath, his last thought, and everything continued. The wheel kept on turning. It's weird that, no? How oblivious we are. Or is it just the way that we live? We just live each day, no matter the past. Although some things we do take forward. I mean, if he'd been someone really significant, like a prime minister or a president or a famous person, they'd be celebrating his demise every year. Or, like they do with celebrities, saying, oh, this one would have been 70 or this one would have been 100. I don't know what age did they stop doing that. Like, this one would have been 1,568 today if he'd lived. Yeah. It's funny how some people get celebrated and others don't, but my main point of this is how people just go on about their lives. It's like I was thinking about if I was to sort of challenge someone, if you went to a news corporation and you try to challenge them about flat earth or false flag or government involvements or lies and deception and the way that everything is made up, and we choose the life we live. We're playing a game, we're all playing roles, we put on suits like as it's like acting. It's a costume. Why do businessmen wear suits? It's not because they want to wear them, it's because it's part of the act. So therefore we are acting, isn't it? Why does a chef wear the white gown and the hat? Why is it a clinician will wear, their scrubs or their thing there to identify them? It's part, some of it is to do with cleanliness, some of it is to do with, but it's uniform, and uniform is acting, isn't it? We become those things. So nothing is natural per se. But imagine if you try to argue this point of, do you know that everything is made up? That we can do whatever we want to do, and they would say, no. This is life. This is, you're being absurd. What do you mean? Where do your thoughts come from? Do you believe that you have free thoughts? No. Everything that we speak, we've learned from someone else. Yeah, okay, we can formulate different things, but our perception of the world, we weren't just sitting there looking at the world and absorbing it. Yeah, some of it was, but a lot of it has been taught to us through books, through media, through people, through teachers, through parents, through siblings, through friends. Now we've extrapolated all that information like a hodgepodge, and then we make ideas out of it, but hardly any of them are original. We just make the same ideas over and over again through generation. But you would never be able to explain this to a person who would claim to be rational. They would just argue against it, and they wouldn't even know why they're arguing against it. And you think, when if you said, oh, the Earth's flat, and they would just laugh at you and say, no, it's not flat. What do you mean? So, are you going to investigate it? Are you going to think about it? No, it's not flat. Wait a minute, how can you tell me it's not flat? How do you know it's not flat? And their argument would say, well, I've seen it on television, or I was taught at school. They've never ever seen the Earth, they've never ever noticed, but they would never challenge it. That would be their mindset. Their mindset would be, well, this is what I believe, and that's it. I don't even need to challenge it, I don't even need to think about it. how stupid we are that we've switched off our brains. We've put our brains in first gear when they could be in fifth gear. That we won't, that to challenge something, to think about something, is actually more of a crime. Hence Thought Crime in 1984 by George Orwell. But it is, isn't it? If you try to challenge someone, you've said to someone today, "Oh, well, do you think the Earth's flat?" "I think the Earth's flat." They would laugh at you. But you're the one whose mind's actually challenging things. You're the one who's actually thinking about things and actually thinking, "Wait a minute, is the stuff I've been told true? Can I prove it?" Whereas for everyone else, they don't care. They don't care that they need to prove it or not. They don't see that side of it. Information doesn't need to be proven. Information just needs to be accepted. How dangerous that is. I mean, whether it's flat or not, it doesn't make any difference. The fact is, we should challenge everything, and to challenge something shouldn't be a problem. But people aren't open to it, because I know if you said, ghosts exist, your instant response would be, "No, they don't." You wouldn't even need to think about it. You would have an answer already. So what does that say about us? And it's only if you actually sat down and thought about it, you'd say, "Well, wait a minute, don't I need to actually go out and prove it or do something before I can actually have that answer?" How can you have an answer to a question that you haven't even proven? I mean, you wouldn't get away with that in science, but in our human minds, we get away with it every single day. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Just came into mind, so take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.